Crossing over to the United Arab Emirates as day 4 begins at COP28. It begins on a health day. The health declaration has been adopted, drawing direct links between climate change and health. Kenya says it has completed its climate and health strategy, the first of its kind, and it will be leveraging on strengths of community health promoters. Zainab Bondati now joins us live from Dubai.
Good afternoon, Nina. It is quite a special day here at COP28 today because for the very first time in the history of the COP, there is a day dedicated specifically and exclusively to the health conversation, and that's today. This has never happened before. So what's happening is that for the very first time, the health ministries around the world are also involved in these discussions. Previously, we've known the COP to be a Ministry of Environment thing, but this time around, ministers of health from around the world are here. Kenya is represented by the PS of Health, who talked a lot about Kenya's recognition of the impact of health on climate change. If you look at the El Nino currently, some of the health challenges coming up as a result of the El Nino include waterborne diseases, which might not be linked to climate change at face value, but really it is a climate crisis because the El Nino is a climate crisis. And also the impact of mental health on the people who have suffered a lot in the drought and the flooding. So Kenya is now starting to pay attention to this. And we did speak to the PS of Health, and this is what she had to say about it.
An assessment of all the levels of our health facilities in the country, and we know the gaps. And also in terms of climate change, we have narrowed down, and we are now encouraging them to maybe make use of things like solar panels, so that we do not have a lot of fossil use. And we can be able to sustain our environment, reduce the use of charcoal, reduce the use of lanterns, and make use of more sustainable energy that can be able to help them reduce the burden of climate change. So we are foreseeing that by 2028 we will have at least made sure that all the health facilities have solar panels, probably. And this is informed also by the kind of policies and laws that we have come up with. Remember, the President has assented 4 laws, and one of it being the Facility Improvement Financing Act of 2023. Facility Improvement Financing will be able to also look into what do the facilities require at any given time, and which facility requires what machine equipment do they require, what kind of infrastructure do we need to improve. And this is part of the strategy, the long-term strategy that we are creating. And climate change and health has not been left behind.
Nina, given that this is the very first time this health conversation is happening here at the COP, Kenya doesn't have the full details of exactly what it's going to be doing in this space, or what exactly is needed, what are the resources that are needed, or even the numbers or of the scale of climate change, of the impact of climate change in the health sector. But the ministry did urge patience and said that this is work in progress. The strategy has already been completed. It's just waiting the final checks before it is finally released to the public. Now, climate change, since it affects all aspects of the economy, counties are the most vulnerable because they are right where the people are. They are where the grassroots is, and the county and the Council of Governors is also represented here. We've met a couple of governors, and Governor Anne Waiguru was speaking on behalf of the Council of Governors, saying resources, the lack of resources is hampering or hindering the counties' ability to climate-proof themselves. And it is very important that when we walk out of this COP, counties have been given the resources that they need, the financial resources that they need in order to build the resilience of the people, particularly women and children.
At the COP28 Global Climate Meet, Governor Anne Waiguru has brought the plight of Kenyan women suffering due to the climate crisis to the global forum.
We're not doing very well on resources. Clearly, the needs far outweigh the money that we have. But Kenya is one of those countries that has taken the initiative, especially at the county level, to set up a fund which has been passed by most of the county governments, the County Climate Change Fund. And this requires that out of all the development money that we receive from the exchequer, at least between 1 to 3% at a minimum goes to efforts that are related to climate change, either mitigation, capacity building, adaptation for communities. But still, it's not enough. Because if you look at what 1% to 3% is of a development budget of R1 billion shillings, that will just be about 10 million. And it doesn't even touch a need of what communities would require. Like, for example, look at the damage that has been caused by the current floods in Kenya. This is a result of climate change. Previously we had droughts. Just when we're recovering from drought, we have extreme weather again. So the counties that have been affected, that money would not be sufficient to even do restocking of livestock, for example, for the northeastern countries.
As COP28 enters a new week, discussions around climate resilience and adaptation will take center stage, with developed countries being expected to fund the new loss and damage fund kitty. Leon Lidigu, NTV, Dubai, UAE.
It's only 4 days into the COP and already people have lost some weight because of how huge this facility is, and a lot of these distances you have to cover on foot when you move from one end of the facility to another. So it's quite the workout you have to do. This week has been very busy because of the presidents and world leaders who are still here. President William Ruto is still here. He's got one more engagement this afternoon before he departs for India later this day, and then tomorrow the Minister for Environment and the Ministry of Environment take over as the heads of delegation when the negotiations continue, and we are still here to unpack it all for you, Nina.
Keep it on TV for more information on what's ongoing in COP28 in Dubai. And then